Oh my gosh. ah, y'all, it has been 10 months of consistency for this little babe over here. And it's so beautiful. I just had two within the last 6 days. So many synchronicities, so much divinity going into that. So I'll spare that. But two like expansions that I've really been sitting with, which I felt like was the majority of my last year, was so one was about brightness, and then one was about attachment to results. And I feel like, I mean, these are never just done, right? Like there's usually another layer. So my attachment to results, like I am a very inner competitive person, and I weirdly have had a lot of almosts this year. Like so many people are like, oh, I'm 100% in. Let's do this. Let's go. Right. And you're like, okay, oh my gosh, it's happening. Let me get my welcome email. Let me get prepped, which is great. Like I'm glad I got those fires, right, to get me prepped for the time that it happened. But then they just like ghost, or they would fall through, or the funding wasn't right, or whatever. Right. And so just like freakish amount of that. And so I finally sat with it. It happened again on Friday, and I was just like tuning into the energy behind it. And luckily I had a friend who, you ever have those friends that are like so 5D that you can't really understand what they're saying? So that was my little wizard. So I texted him and I was like, yo, this guy reached out to me. He wanted the water, or he wants his own machine. I asked him for the link and he said, I want the purchase link. And he just ghosted. And I was like, I'm really not able to release this, right? Like, I'm just like, where are you? Right? Like just trying to chill. And it basically, what my friend had reminded me of is usually when there's that attachment to the result, there's something in us that's needing validation. And when we need that validation, that's us forgetting our worth. And I was just like, it was so profound. I just like immediately tapped into that energy of like, I am, right? Like not I am a multimillionaire. I am a badass. I am perfect. Just I am, period. End of conversation. And I really worked on embodying that energy. And it was cool. Like I felt almost like, when you kind of just feel that pluck, like it just plucked out. I'm like, all right, cool. And what's beautiful is I had a conversation today, and the lady moved forward with a machine, and it wasn't like this whole like, right? Like this attachment to the result. It was like, oh, of course that happened. Like I'm proud of her for choosing health, So I really, at least right now in this season, it felt like I had released that attachment to results, good or bad, which is cool. That's a huge thing for me. And then the other lesson that I've really been remembering is the brightness. And this is so cool. This is so cool for today. Okay. So something that I've been working through is, growing up, I usually had like a lot of jealousy in my life that I received. And I'm naturally a very bright person. Like my aura is yellow. And so I love to have fun. I'm a 7 on the Enneagram. I'm an entertainer. Like I am naturally expressive. However, like growing up, I was taught that the more that I express, i.e. other people are attracted to me, that like I would receive that jealousy. And so I had to be very cautious of my brightness and sharing it, or else I would need to self-protect. Right. And so obviously, as we know, going into a business where you're very public online, like there's a lot of those the fear of self-protection, the fear of jealousy, the fear of attack, whatever. And so I had this aha realization of remembering that I don't know. Okay, this is like when you try to explain your expansion, right? When you're bright, you don't need to shrink. When you're bright, you don't need to self-protect. You can stay in that frequency. Even if other people's are projecting, you don't have to match them. And what is why I got so excited about that today, I'm going to pull something up for just a moment, and thank you for giving me the space for this. So what's wild is I have not had a vehicle in 22 months. Like, I've been carless for the last 2 years. And today was the day that my vehicle that I purchased 3 weeks ago finally came into the shop, and I went to go pick it up. Do you see that color? Do you see that color? Okay. It is yellow. It is yellow. And I knew this had to be the car. Like, there was nothing else possible. And I get in the car, and all of a sudden I'm driving down the freeway, and I had this moment of like, oh shit, like, people can see me. Or I like go to the most dangerous Walmart in my area, and I'm part of the Big Brother Big Sister program. My little is like, you gonna leave us here? And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't think about that, like needing to protect it, right? Or having it be like such a vibrant color that people are going to attract and hurt it. And I was just like really playing with like, okay, I'm not going to drop to that frequency. Like, I do take care of my stuff. I am safe. I am protected. Like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You know what I mean? And so that happened literally just this morning. And I was like, this is so synchronistic. You can't even make this shit up. So those are my words of wisdom. Keep going at it, consistency, and you just do you, boo boo.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody give her some love in the chat. Wow. Wow. So good at speaking. That was so funny. I love when you squeal. It's so good. Wow. So many drops. That was beautiful. Thank you. More of that wisdom. See, that's what I'm talking about. When it's like fresh in your life. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I see Cesar's hand